Um, there's cities underground, there's warehouses underground, there's actual homes underground. People build these tunnels, and they've built them for decades. There's a lot, and elite celebrities, they go down there for parties. Underneath the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, California. I was there for a cock party. We walked through the museum, through the garden area, and employees led us to underground tunnels. We had to take an elevator and stairs. We had to be led. There is no way that you can just walk into a tunnel. The entrances and the exits are in your face, but there's no way that you can just walk through tunnels. You'll get stuck. You'll go deeper and deeper, and you won't be able to come back out because it's hard, because the tunnels run all different directions for miles and miles and miles and miles. So if you go down the wrong one, you'll get stuck, and it's confusing to turn back around and get back to where you're going. So you have to be led in and out. I think people assume that when you get underground, it's just this dirt, and you keep going deeper, and there's more dirt, and then there's cages. No, that's not how it works. The Playboy Mansion. The Playboy Mansions. I met some really elite people when I was there. I had to do jobs with some elite celebrities.
I'm a psychic medium, so I actually, every time I walk past his house, and obviously the Playboy Mansion's right there, and we know about the tunnels that connect from the Playboy Mansion.
To here?
I'm sure they connect here. Why wouldn't
There are places that connect, so what kind of energy? What kind of energy are you picking up?
There's just darkness. I mean, in general, I've always had weird feelings on this street.
Yeah.
This type. Well, the Playboy Mansion's down there. So I always thought it was the Playboy Mansion. It wasn't until probably a year ago that I realized this was Diddy's house.
I cannot believe what went on under it. Playboy magazine reports it has just discovered blueprints for a network of tunnels beneath the mansion that supposedly led to the homes of Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, James Caan,
Will you watch yourself, boy?
and Kirk Douglas. Now dig this. A photo from the late 70s allegedly showing an excavation in progress beneath the mansion. And this one shows the newly discovered tunnel plans. Check out the bunny logo on the plywood wall. Best of all, the blueprint. It says this tunnel leads to James Caan's house. This one to Jack Nicholson's. This one to Kirk Douglas's. And this one goes all the way to Warren Beatty's house.
The FBI found a tunnel this morning at the mansion of famous rapper Diddy in Los Angeles, Part 2. After receiving an anonymous tip from neighbors, agents rushed to the scene. During their search, they uncovered a tunnel beneath the carpet in Diddy's bedroom. Despite the family's pleas not to enter, the officers hesitated but ultimately decided to go in. The tunnel looked freshly dug, with wet dirt on the walls and trash scattered around. As they ventured deeper, the narrow space suddenly opened up to reveal 6 locked rooms. The agents couldn't access these rooms, and even more bizarrely, they found multiple intersections ahead in the tunnel. For safety, the agents called for backup and split up to investigate further. What they discovered was shocking: a tunnel connecting to the infamous Playboy Mansion, along with others leading to several Hollywood celebrities' homes. As the agents delved deeper, they quickly surrounded these residences. The FBI's investigation into the mysterious tunnel at Diddy's mansion has taken a wild turn, Part 3. After discovering locked rooms and bizarre intersections, agents are piecing together an underground network that may connect to several celebrity homes, including the infamous Playboy Mansion. What did they find? As agents split up to explore, they stumbled upon signs of recent activity: fresh footprints, strange markings on the walls, and unmarked vehicles vehicles spotted nearby. Neighbors reported hearing late-night gatherings and unusual sounds coming from the mansion. Could this be a secret hub for Hollywood's elite? Diddy, who was taken in for questioning, insists he had no clue about the tunnel. But with surveillance footage showing a mysterious figure entering just before the tip-off, things are heating up. The media is buzzing with speculation. Are these tunnels part of a larger conspiracy? Are they used for parties or something even more sinister? As the FBI digs deeper, fans and followers are on the edge of their seats, eagerly waiting for the next reveal. FBI's investigation of Diddy's mansion tunnel uncovers a shocking discovery, Part 4. After finding a locked door and numerous footprints on the ground, the FBI made another startling discovery. As they approached the tunnel, they found adult items and handcuffs scattered on the pavement, and a pungent smell filled the air, like something was rotting. With neighbors reporting strange noises coming from the mansion, the situation becomes even more chilling. It raises suspicions about what dark activities Diddy may have been involved in inside that tunnel. The tunnel also appears to be part of an underground network that connects several celebrities' homes. I can't reveal who yet, as even the FBI hasn't confirmed the details. When the FBI interrogated Diddy in prison, he denied knowing anything about the tunnel, but it was no use. The FBI is close to uncovering the truth. After their in-depth investigation, the full story is about to come to light. You definitely won't want to miss this.
Come on, people, keep up, keep up, keep up. We got in this room, we go from room to room. This is what made Bad Boy. We go from room to room up in this bitch.
FBI's investigation of Diddy's mansion tunnel uncovers a shocking discovery, Part 5. After an investigation by the FBI, they discovered adult toys and handcuffs on the surface of the tunnel at Diddy's mansion, but that was just the beginning. In a previous video, I mentioned that the FBI detected a smell of decay, the source of which remains unconfirmed, though they reportedly have some leads. It's known that the tunnels in Diddy's mansion are actually connected to the basement of Michael Jackson's former home. As the investigation deepens, more items are turning up, including children's clothing and baby oil. Why would he have so much baby oil? Along with what was found at Diddy's, the FBI has discovered over 3,000 bottles of baby oil. Tests revealed these were not baby oil at all, but a substance known as date rape drugs, all found in Diddy's residence, making the situation seem increasingly dire. Despite the FBI's questioning, Diddy denies any connection to the tunnel and the baby oil. As the investigation continues, the FBI uncovered incredible evidence, prompting them to return and seek assistance. You won't believe what they saw.
There are underground tunnels that are under the schools, elementary, junior, and high schools all over the place.
FBI's investigation of Diddy's mansion tunnel uncovers a shocking discovery, Part 6. They made a surprising discovery. In a previous investigation, the FBI found adult toys and some torture devices in the tunnel at Diddy's mansion that may not have been intended for adults. After being investigated by Ali Carter, he claimed that the tunnels connected the school, something the FBI had not discovered. So they decided to go back and investigate the tunnel more deeply. As they entered one of the branches of the tunnel, which, as Ali Carter had said, connected to an elementary school, this discovery adds a layer of mystery to Diddy's tunnel incident, because combined with previous discoveries, Diddy seems to be doing things to minors that he shouldn't be doing. Baby oil, adult toys, children's clothing. Every clue seems to confirm the hypothesis, which is chilling. And many minors may not be at his disposal, so he prepared baby oil. But these baby oil was found to be date rape drugs after testing. It's very bad. Diddy's going to prison for the rest of his life. But that's just one elementary school. And if it's like Ali Carter said, there should be middle and high schools, which the FBI hasn't found yet.
My bio mother was always involved and dated the authority that was around me, whether that was a principal, a campus security guard, a doctor of mine, someone on a child protective services case, and that includes a chief of police that was coming into my room at night when I was 13, 14.
How
So it
young
was-
were you when this started?
CPS reports say that I was 3 months old. I remember as far back as to when I was 4, the first time that I was in shock from something that happened to me, the first time that it was just too much for me to handle. And at that time, I didn't know it was so many, it was so much that was already in the family. And I was always told, you know, what happens in the family stays in the family. We were always taken away from certain people if we talked too much. So there was so many things going on within the home, from her and other people in the family doing so many illegal things, besides doing things to their own children. So it was something that I always felt there's something wrong, but I was always told it was normal what was going on. But yeah, I was about 4 years old the first time I was assaulted, raped. I was with my babysitter, and this woman as well had many connections to what I call my surrogate. I don't call her anything close to a mom. I have a real mom that I'm adopted by now, but I don't call her anything close to a mother. But she was involved in many ways. I was with a babysitter that kept trying to take me into a room, that kept trying to get me to lay down with her boyfriend. And that's the one day that I remember fighting. I remember screaming so loud. I thought I was 6 years old, but looking back into legal documents, I was 4. And I remember after being hurt, I was locked in a room, and I was beaten because I was fighting. And then I was put outside to sit in a driveway for hours because I was told it was my fault. After that, it was taken to court. It was the first thing that I remember that was taken to court because the bruises were so bad. Everything that happened was so bad that it had to be. And the court case, I remember sitting in the courthouse, and I remember her losing the case, and it being my fault that something happened to me. So, you know, from there, things continued, and, you know, being 4 in a court case and not knowing why you're in trouble for somebody hurting you. Moving on from there, I was confused about everything that happened. Is this okay? I started asking questions when I hit elementary and middle school with other students, like, how do you get in trouble? Is this something that happens to you? Because it was always something that happened to me. I was always told I was the favorite. I was told I was the one that everybody loved more, and nothing about that was love.
So to clarify, this is actually on record with Child Protective Services that these things were happening to you. And this is why you ended up in foster homes.
Yes, this was one of the reasons. You know, going on, I was abused so much that I was working in strip clubs by 12 years old. I was very confused. But to be honest, because I didn't know any better, I was very hypersexual as well. And by 13, when, because at first it was just her boyfriends coming into my room at night. And then when the police officers came into play, they were taking me in my own closet and hurting me with the hangers and the things that were in my own closet. And then, you know, I started running a lot. I started fighting a lot. I wanted to kill myself. I didn't want to kill, I didn't want to kill myself. I wanted the pain to stop. So I tried everything because it was always my fault. It was always something that I did. It was always, they loved me more. And this was something that I deserved. And after I started running so much with her dating police officers, married police officers, he started calling his friends to pick me up. He started calling his friends to meet me somewhere. They would pick me up as an officer on duty, and they would take me somewhere behind rocks. They would take me to empty car dealerships and park their cars the wrong way. No one questions them. No one, anywhere, everybody can say, no one questions the police. If you see them sitting the wrong way, if you see them doing something and you see them with somebody, you automatically assume that they did something wrong and that the police are going to fix it and that they're there to serve and protect. And that's not always the case. I know that there are some good officers, but they're very few and far in between. And there's another side of the badge, and it's called the Freemasonry Brotherhood Police, the Freemason cops. And they do a lot of corrupt things. They bury a lot of things. They bury a lot of evidence. They do things and they get away with it. And covering up for elite pedophiles to low-level pedophiles. Everybody looks at the top, but covering all the way from the top to the bottom and in the middle, they cover for these people. They make sure that nobody asks any questions. They make sure that this is something that is silenced. It's made to look like it's someone else's fault. And after so many times of fighting them, being arrested and put into cars to be used, they would bring other girls, they would bring other kids. And I never met anybody else when it came to them. It was just they were bringing other kids. After so long.
Sorry, Ali, these Freemason police officers, do they exist everywhere in the world?
They exist everywhere. And unfortunately, it's in every department. It's everywhere. There's another side to the badge. There's always been another side. And I know that it's existed way before me. And unfortunately, I think it will exist after me because no one is brave enough to say anything. No one is brave enough to clean their own house. And even if you are someone on the force, if you try to acknowledge and if you try to turn somebody else in that's on the force with you, you get harassed, you get hunted down, you get stalked for the rest of your life. And this is what's happening now. After I spoke about them, we have gotten pulled over in every single state with no ticket, no logical reason, just harassment. 8 different states, we've got pulled over in 8 different states with no ticket, no logic, just where is your car? What are you doing? How long will you be gone? We had someone make a house call and told me they were watching my Instagram and they wanted to make sure that I didn't press charges on someone who decided to hop my gate back in California and tried to come into our home. There are underground tunnels that are under the schools, elementary, junior, and high schools all over the place. They exist everywhere.
You've been in
I'm sorry?
You've seen
Yes.
these? You've been in these?
Yes.
Where do
Yes,
they
they lead to amusement parks, they lead to hospitals, cemeteries, schools, celebrity homes, psychic shops. They lead everywhere.
You mentioned in one of your previous interviews that it's like a whole other world down there. Can you describe it to us? What happens down there?
Yes, there's every means of transportation. There's every walk of life. There's 15, my pimp put me on an order to go to the Getty, Los Angeles, California Museum. I was told I was going to walk through a field trip. I was taken with another girl. I call a friend of mine, and we were put in dresses and sandals. We were taken in a sports car. We're not taken in a sports car. We pulled up to the museum in a sports car. We were told that we were trying to give a different appearance. So we were walking through, I remember walking through kids. I remember walking in and seeing school buses. I remember walking in and seeing children and chaperones through the museum. And I remember people staring at us as if it was as if we were somebody special. we walked through the museum. There are employees that know exactly what's going on in the museum. They block the doors. They know where the entrances and exits are. They take their orders from someone else when someone is trying to get underground through the Getty Los Angeles Museum. I was walked through. I remember taking stairs, going through a garden, taking an elevator. I was drugged, but I was walking. There are many situations in trafficking where you can be alert. Some of my pimps did not let me see where I was going. Sometimes I was so drugged that I was carried into a job, dressed, and then placed in a room and waiting for my order because I couldn't move myself. So at this time, I was able to walk. I was able to see what was going on. And I remember walking through. I remember talking to certain people after we got so far. I remember my ears popping. I remember feeling like I'm choking because the air was so weird. We got to a certain point and there was, it looked like a basement. It looked like where they keep things that were not public display in the museum. And after getting so far, we were in tunnels. We were put on cars, drove to a certain point, bar. I seen I seen cars, boats, there's trains, there's buses, there is every means of transportation under the ground. There's a city under the ground. There's a different air supply that kicks in after you get so low.
And who goes down there?
After getting down there, I talked to a few people. I was able to meet celebrities, actors. I'm not a person that knows somebody just by name or by face or right away. I was somebody who remembered somebody from a movie or something like that, or something that they did. I was able to speak with somebody that was so cocky. And I remember telling him, I know you from Look Who's Talking. That's all. And I remember everybody laughing at me because I was 15 and I'm like, the only thing that I know you from, John Travolta, is Look Who's Talking. There were shrines used for rituals. There's bloody places. There's parts where there's limbs. People cut off limbs and want you to have sex in it. There's blood that I don't even know who it belongs to. There's a lot.
So hang on. So someone like the people that you've named are here at these shrines where there is human flesh, bones, human body parts, and they want people to participate in orgies in amongst all of this human blood. Is that a satanic ritual feces? Is this a satanic ritual that they are participating in?
Yes. Yes, there's people who want to, there's people who have sex with animals, dead animals. While I was down there, there was something that happened. I don't even know what to call it. There was something that sounded like an earthquake, something that sounded like people got into a fight. There was a shooting. I was taken from one room to another, and then from there, someone left me there. I started moving and trying to get out of where I was. I was with the friend that I came in with, who was freaking out. She was hyperventilating. She was crying. She was trying everything to get out, and it made us get deeper in. The lower you go, the harder it is to get out. No one knows where the doors are. No one knows where the exits are. No one knows where some of these tunnels lead to. So it's not as easy as just say, I'm just going to get out, or I'm just going to try to find a way out. If you are walked in, you're escorted in, somebody has to help you get out. After what happened, we had to leave. Again, I don't know what was going on. I'm still not sure what happened that night. Maria, I am so sorry. I am my brain is I'm so sorry. I don't even know what's wrong with me right now. I'm being honest. I'm like stupid sweating, and I don't even know what's wrong. But I'm fine. Okay.
It's a very, very difficult topic.
After getting down there, I talked to a few people. I was able to meet celebrities, actors. I'm not a person that knows somebody just by name or by face or right away. I was somebody who remembered somebody from a movie or something like that, or something that they did. I was able to speak with somebody that was so cocky, and I remember telling him, I know you from Look Who's Talking. That's all. And I remember everybody laughing at me because I was 15, and I'm like, the only thing that I know you from, John Travolta, is Look Who's Talking. I know there were many comedians, Kathy Griffin, Robin Williams. I was on an order for Joe Biden.